So we are joined today by the amazing Louie Parkes. Thank you for joining us.
No
I'm sure I don't need to give an introduction because I'm sure people will have seen you all over the planet, from London to Dubai to wherever you've been travelling. But I'll hand over to you, and if you just want to do a brief introduction to who you are, what you do, and how you've got to where you are at the minute.
So my name is Louie. I run a production company in the West Midlands, but we travel all over the world doing crazy stuff, mainly content-based stuff. So stuff that you'd see on social media. You've probably seen a lot of my work without even realising it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been following you for a while, and we've been working together for the last couple of years as well. So, I've seen a lot of your work, and that's why I continue to work with you. So you are only 21 years old.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this?
Oh, it's a good question. So by myself, self-employed, maybe about 2 years.
Yeah.
Before that, I did an apprenticeship with a guy called Pete Cohen for around 18 months. That was probably one of the most life-changing moments in my life. Before that, I studied at college where everything started to come to fruition for me. First filming, I was probably about the age of 9. I remember getting my sister to film me and a cousin of mine, actually, a little YouTube video. It all stemmed from there, and I'm here now.
So I can see the passion you've got when you talk about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it does show in your work as well. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So again, I know we touched on your age, but what drives you? What is your why in life? Why do you want to sort of do this and do what you're doing? What's the future look like for Louie?
That is an amazing question. I suppose the main reason why I do it is because I love it. I think firstly you have to love what you do, whatever it is, whatever avenue you choose to go down, and just the freedom to choose who I can work with. Also meeting amazing people as well who are just like so inspiring. I love to be around that kind of energy, people that are just doing amazing things in the world.
Well, on that note, I know some of the people that you've worked with, and they're big names in this industry, so feel free to name drop and sort of go through
Cue the name drops.
Yeah.
So quite a few actually. Someone that's recently been on I'm a Celeb as well. I don't know if you know who it is. Have you been watching I'm a Celeb recently?
I have. I've been catching the bits and bobs.
Great. So he actually came second. I was wishing he'd came first. But,
that'd have been much better for you.
But unfortunately he didn't. His name was Tony Bellew. Yeah. Amazing guy. I met him down south in Brydon. Filmed a podcast with a pub there actually, who got him down. The most genuine guy I've ever met. Enough time for anyone. Yeah. Absolutely great guy. Managed to snap a quick picture of him as well, which is ideal. Yeah. But other than that, I've worked with Dame Kelly Holmes. Trying to think who else. Davina McCall, if you know who that is. Ronnie O Sullivan, who's just won his 8th championship. Yeah. Who I met through Pete Cohen, who I've also worked with quite a bit. Ben Shepherd, Andrew McLean. List goes on, I guess. There's so many people. Yeah. Rob Brydon. Do you know who that is?
Yeah,
Off Gavin and Stacey.
Yeah, absolutely. Aaron Branch as well.
Aaron Branch, yeah, probably one of the biggest marketers in the game at the minute. Great guy.
Matt Wilson.
Wilson, EMC.
You were regular at EMC.
Another amazing marketer,
So you were at the last EMC. So I think there was about 700-800 people there in the
room? It was another level this time. Yeah. EMC is the place to be if you're into your marketing, or if you're a business that wants to get into marketing. There's just everything you need is there.
Yeah. And Matt and his team and his brothers, they're absolutely amazing set of people as well. Yeah,
they're amazing as a team and amazing individuals as well. So genuine, have all the time for you in the world as well, just like everyone else that I've worked with. So,
So, Louie, I know you messaged me last week, and I've been following your Instagram. You just popped over to New York.
Yeah, just a quick trip to New York.
Just a quick trip, as you do. Yeah. So tell us what that was about, and what you did while you were there.
Yeah, so I actually had this crazy idea. It's unreleased currently. I'm going to see if the Billboard company will sponsor the video, but we'll see how that goes down. So I'll let in a little bit there what went on. I went to Times Square and hired a huge billboard, one of the biggest ones I could find in Times Square. Plastered my company all over it, some of the work that we do, condensed the video into about 15 seconds. And it was just an unreal experience to see that in a major city, my face on a big billboard, to be honest.
Which is what you want.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's great. And from being so young and wanting to make this company, it's so unbelievable to see it in such a big place like New York in Times Square.
Yeah, and do you know something? I genuinely take my hat off to you, because I know a lot of 21-year-olds, and they're not doing anything near what you're doing. You've set up your own company, you're traveling the world doing what you love, meeting all these amazing people who are at the top of the game of of what they do. I really do take my hat off to you. I think it's absolutely amazing. Now,
Thank you.
know that you did go and press a certain doorbell while she was in New York. Are you allowed to talk about that? Do you want to say anything
Yeah,
about
I can speak about that.
Yeah.
It didn't go ding dong, which I'm quite concerned about.
that? So
But
you don't know if...
yeah, we don't know if
anyone's
it'll be released, but possibly. So while you're watching this, it could be released right now. So I rang Simon Squibb's doorbell in Times Square while I was there as well.
Hearing it first, yeah.
Yeah, pitched an amazing idea, which means a lot to me, which is basically making a break in media with if you're just leaving college or university, and just creating that community of people that can come together, share ideas, because I know how hard it can be as a young creative myself to get started, and I was lucky enough to have that break to do so.
No, and again, it's also what you're doing, but like you say, when you're first starting out, it is so difficult to understand all the steps that are involved with it, and also getting into circumstances where you can be in front of those people who are at the top of the game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, in terms of the future, Louie, what have you got planned? I mean, do you intend at some point to start taking people on and showing them how to do what you do in a more sort of, I don't know, a more teaching environment, I suppose, or more sort of guidance and mentoring and coaching?
Yes, so funnily enough, me and a friend of mine he massively grew his TikTok in a few months, and we were going to create a course on how businesses can utilize social media to get growth, more business through the door. Yeah, and really we were just teaching people how to edit on the phone using something called CapCut. Have you heard of CapCut?
I've definitely heard of CapCut, yeah.
Yeah, but it was mainly just filming on the phone, which literally everyone has these days. So it was so easy, accessible, such an amazing idea, but we never released it, unfortunately.
You didn't release it?
No, we did not release it, unfortunately.
So what is the plan for this? I mean, presumably the content is still relevant, so it's something that you could potentially still use, or would you want to sort of rehash it and update it a little bit?
Yeah, I think I still have all of that content stored somewhere, actually, but I would like to reshoot it just to change a few things, make it better. I wasn't happy with how long some of the videos were, just in terms of giving value. We gave a lot of value, but we had about 4 pages of stuff in front of us to read out, and the video lasted about a minute once we'd read it all out. So I think we have to reshoot it again and revise. Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, the thing, it depends on what the content is. If it depends on the value that you're actually giving in that 1 minute. If it's something that someone can take away and, it's going to save them, I don't know, 10 hours a month 10 hours a week doing something, then perhaps, the value is there in that 1 minute. But I get where you feel like you feel like you're maybe cheating people and you feel like it should be longer. But,
Absolutely. And I've kind of missed the trick with it, really, because I've had so many people DM me, even friends, family friends. Oh, how do I edit this video? I could have literally just sent them the course and it would have been done with. It would have saved time for me as well. But I will get around to it eventually. Yeah.
One thing I do want to know is, have you ever found yourself in a situation that has been extremely embarrassing, or you've just felt a little bit out of place?
Yeah. So sometimes I've felt slightly out of place on stage just because audiences are so big.
Yeah.
But possibly one of the most embarrassing moments of my life was actually when I was at school, and I have all of these videos. As I say, I started filming since the age of around 9, and there's this one where I'm pulling a funny face for like maybe 15 seconds, and I kind of come out and go bye just to finish the video. Absolutely embarrassing video. But people put it on the big screen. They found it and put it on the big projectors that you have at school. In front of the whole class. And even the teacher started laughing. So that was probably one of the most shameful moments for me. But it is what it is, and it's got me to where I am today. So I've used it as a power, really.
No, it's definitely a positive. I suppose it's giving you that little boost, to let other people enjoy your content. So,
absolutely,
get as much of it out there as you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you mentioned one of the names that you was working with was Ronnie O Sullivan.
Yeah.
Do you want to just sort of delve a little bit more into that relationship and what you did there?
Yeah, so it was absolutely a pleasure to meet Ronnie, to be honest. Great guy. Brought me a drink, actually, which I've actually kept the bottle of the drink, which is a bit strange. I've had a few people say that is too far, but it really means a lot to me because one of the most important men in my life, who's no longer here anymore, unfortunately, but he passed a good few years ago, was my granddad, and he was a huge fan of Ronnie, so I know how proud he'd be seeing me with Ronnie, so it definitely meant a lot to me, and I can't thank him enough for giving me that opportunity to work with him, so... Yeah, it was brilliant.
No, so Louie, if there was somebody who came knocking on your door, a brand new, straight out of school, got an interest in in the type of thing that you do, but they don't know where to start, what advice would you give them?
Oh, very good question. So, the first advice that I'd give them is actually just start to do something, whether it's just creating something in the street or a little vlog. I used to do so many vlogs. I have so many archives that people haven't seen. But yeah, just get started with it, because once you do that, you start to see the vision and where you could actually go with things. Also, I'd say speaking to people, getting to know more people. If you want to work on content shoots and things like I do, that is essential. Just make connections. Social media is so powerful these days. Like, we have no excuse. It's just the confidence to actually do it. And I've felt that before, to be honest, but it's absolutely worth it. You meet some amazing people along the way as well.
So I suppose, you know, someone being quite as young as yourself, how do you deal? I mean, do you get any sort of negativity online? Do you get trolls and things like that? How if you do, how do you kind of deal with that side of things?
Yeah, I mean, my following isn't massive, but on the videos that have gone viral that I'm in, you definitely get some comments which aren't the greatest. And sometimes you can be so tempted just to reply and put something, but it's best just to leave it alone. And I would say to people that are just starting out, especially if you're still in school and creating content, you're going to get people that won't like it and will try and put you down for it. I see it as most of the time it's more jealousy that they kind of want to do it. I suppose it could be different now, but when I first started, not many people were creating little YouTube videos. So it can be quite challenging, especially if you're still at school. But I'd say just carry on doing it, keep doing your thing, and
just keep positive, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely.
What I teach a lot of my clients is exactly that same thing. You know, nobody who was doing better than you was going to try and pull you down.
Absolutely.
So just think about that. It may be factors of jealousy. It may be factors of the dealing with some things in their own personal lives. That other people's opinion doesn't really matter to you. You should do you. At the end of the day.
Yeah, it is so irrelevant. But I know it can get to people. It's got to me in the past. But the best thing to do is just focus on the positives. And as you say, the people that are above you, if they see you doing, putting in that work, trying to make yourself known in the industry, they love that, and they will help you along the way. So that is the most important thing. If you put yourself out there, people above you will see that. And ultimately, you'll get to where you want to go, which is amazing.
Well, Louie, thank you so much for doing this, by the way.
No problem.
I know we've been here filming a few other bits today, so it was just nice for us to have this opportunity. I would love it if you would join us again in a few months' time, and perhaps just give us an update on where you're at and how things are going with the course, whether you've refilmed it or not.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, thank you for coming along today, and look forward to seeing you soon.
No problem. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.